Master Poke's maid Electra is made to order. Is she Chinese? We made in China. Ha! Good use of dig and self-destruct. Oh, that was great. About to use coughing. Can I change? Can I even change Pokemon when I'm underground? I'm just gonna let that go. Dig went to the next Pokemon, and then one shot hit. Okay, so red coins. We can do red coins. You can probably do a 100 coin star too. Okay. I knew one of these was gonna be fake. Ah!
Game over.
The double money bag dupe. Summoned another rupee thief. We have like 4 of them. Junk item was a heart container. It just randomly gave me an extra heart. Okay, cool. What? I'm not even mad. That was great. Oh, it's over there. Okay. Yeah, that's a bad place for star number 1, so I'm gonna try it again. What?
Game over.
What the heck was that? I got killed by the invisible wall! That's not fair! They can also just ascend sometimes. Yeah, like that. They can just do that. What the heck? Oh boy. Yeah, and you're free to join in. If I'm still going, you're free to come back in if you feel like it. I'm just gonna stay hitting this wall. Oh yeah, blue shell water first. Let's go. Saving that. And I will just jump.
I can't.
Okay. He just dies. The pipe isn't even there. I think there's just too many objects on the screen that the game is just having a lot of trouble comprehending everything at once. This is the glitchiest mess I have ever seen. Guys, we finally made it down here. It took way too long. I will be right back. What am I standing on? Okay. Maybe. I'm gonna save there. Okay. Why'd you get right back up? Did I make it? Oh, we made it! We made it! We made it! And it's Morpha! Okay! Morpha is, huh. And... I can swim with Mips! You can swim with Mips! Oh, that's cool. That's not a function you can see in the game. Mips is a carryable object, so he counts as... He's like a green shell loophole, probably. No, because the green shell keeps you moving. You can just swim with Mips. I'm taking you, man. I'm taking you. Mips is gonna drown. Oh! I did it exactly! 105 on Volkstar! Wow! You're not gonna get a better time than that. We're just gonna have to take that. I had a feeling. I knew it was there somewhere. Alex and his friends carried out the submarine. Wait. A submarine weighs like 5 tons. They were just got 3 10-year-old kids lifting this thing out of the dungeon. What? Hold on. I need to look that up. How heavy is a, I guess I'll say standard submarine? Between 7... Alright. Hello. Today is a special day for me specifically and no one else. Today marks 10 years of when my first video game, Power Master 1: A Strange Journey, released for Windows systems through itch.io. It released March 18th, 2016, and overall has been pretty favorable. Some criticism regarding large empty spaces and personal criticism of asset mixing, graphical mixing. It just didn't look right. But I've been told I handled the writing for characters and world building pretty well. Some of the dungeon layouts are pretty good. But I was like, I can do better. I made that first game in just under a year using already pre-made RPG Maker VX8 assets to make the maps and some of the battle mechanics. But I had my brother helping me with the battlers themselves, the enemy sprites, and I took over partway through, and I didn't know spriting at all back then, so I did everything hand-drawn, and so it created this mesh of a character, character assets. It was terrible. But it was a lot of fun, though. So I was like, I can do better with this, so I've been remaking the game into Power Master: A Strange Journey MV, and not only did I learn artwork and spriting, mostly, it's been going pretty well. There have been a couple of hiccups in development. A large period of time was spent doing absolutely nothing due to an abusive relationship, and development kind of got held back for a year or two. But since it's coming back, I've been able to keep a steady stream of development time and making the game the way I want it to look. There's still a lot of work left to be done, though. I have five more towns left to make out of 26, so we're nearing the end for that. But there's still I'll go over it all later, honestly. Still a lot of work to be done regarding some sprites and eventing and map building, but we'll get into that in a minute. We have Power Master 1, A Strange Journey. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show a little bit of the original game. Show a little bit of the original game, play around in it for a minute, and show you guys exactly what it is I'm looking at here. And then once we get bored with that, we'll move on to the remake and show you guys a new area that I had fully developed just this morning. Finished it up this morning. And afterwards, we'll make a new area. And it's an area I'm very excited to make. The last couple of towns I have left to make are some of my favorites, and I want to make them. Let's go to Power Master. So this is MV. This is the remake. You can see the engine here. And like there's all these towns over here that I've made. And the last one that I made, the one that I just finished up, for our headquarters. And it's this large fortress area. And I'll show some of that later. Right now I'm actually I'm gonna make this focus on 1. So this is VX Ace. Kind of horror because I was looking at it for asset inspiration. And so there's just a lot of, you can see the difference here. So this is, what you're seeing is the town of Fora in Power Master 1. This is the first town you start off with in Power Master 1, A Strange Journey. And this is MV. It's a significant glow up. And that's mainly just due to the way that the two systems handle graphics. MV and VX Ace. MV is a wider, I think VX Ace was 36 by 36, I think it was, for one tile in pixels. 36 by 36 pixels. And MV is 48 by 48. And MV has all this other stuff too, and I'm making the maps probably larger than they need to be. You're not going to see most of what's out in this area. I made them a bit too big, in all honesty, but that's fine. Graphics, yes. Oh, sorry, graphics. With a hard G. Welcome, I must. But yeah, so there's a significant change between the two games here. We're going to focus on the first one for just a moment here. And kind of mess around in it. Go over some of the development details. The first game was created... Well, conceptualizing, hold on. Let me get the notebook out. That is not the right notebook. Where's my notebook? Here it is. So this is the original notebook that the entire game was conceptualized in. I don't have a start date here, actually. I don't know when I started developing this thing. It was in 2009, late 2009, early 2010. I was still in high school when I started developing this game. Conceptualizing the game, sorry. And it was like, drew all these things, flipped right to Horror Headquarters, the new area we're going to look at here. And so this is the headquarters for Horror Headquarters. How it looked in the concept stages circa 2010. And just a second here, let me pull it back up. The Horror Headquarters went from this to the right window I'm clicking on, here we go, to that. So that's the difference here. And you can see the searchlights go from the different angles. I have them as 2 different searchlights per post in the concept, but I made it up to 4 in the game. I absolutely did scan the notebook. The notebook has been scanned and preserved through the Power Master wiki. There's a link to that in the description. I think it's on YouTube. I think I have a description on YouTube. I'm pretty sure. It should be in the video description, maybe. It is not. I should probably link the wiki in my channel description. Okay. But you can get to it through the itch.io page. There's a link to it there. And so it's a lot of fun seeing things change from flat paper to full development. And it's really cool. Personally, I think it's really cool. And there's just all kinds of other stuff in here too. Like old character files that I went through. This was the original Flora Forest. And I have all the way up to the very end of the game Cora Castle with all this nonsense to it. It's all there. And it's been there since 2000. Final development or concept time was November 13th, 2011. I timestamped that. And that's not it either. Really dumb, poorly drawn concepts for Power Masters 2 and Power Master 3 as well. Which will absolutely enter development sometime before I die. Hopefully. Been a lot of fun. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the original game. The original game first started development using the RPG Maker VX Ace program in April or May of 2015. The game released in March of 2015, so just a month or two short of a year. And that was mainly just due to having all the assets already pre-made, all the music already pre-made. I'm remaking everything for the remake from scratch, outside of the engine itself. It's taking me a very long time. I had to learn a lot of new things, learn how to draw, and I'm putting everything I have into this new game. The original game is still pretty good, though. I'm going to start it up here. I'm going to hope that the game is not too loud. I'm going to turn it down a bit more, though. Hold on a second. Here we go. So this is the original game. This is with music through RPG Maker VX Base. And for some reason, things are pink. And I don't remember why. So this is... Why are my windows pink? Why did I make them pink? I don't remember them being pink. I remember them being like purple, maybe, not pink. Where did pink come from? I can't edit the database while I'm playtesting. Okay, whatever, that's fine. So this is the town of Bora. And what that looks like, if it will load, I can't change the thing while I'm playtesting. I keep forgetting that. RPG Maker MV lets me edit the database in the program while I'm playtesting. VX Ace does not do that. So I can't get to the windows. But yeah, this is Power Master Bora, and then this is how it turned out. Whoa, gosh, don't do that. Where can I put that? Okay, so yeah, this is turned into a very small town into a sprawling kind of city. I had a lot more buildings. There's an entire apartment complex here in the new game. How far did I get in this file? Hold on. Where's a file I've spent more time in? File 3, I guess. Okay. Pterosaura, okay. But like, I think this is just really cool. So, I still, despite the game having not really been as developed as I would have liked it to, it's still really cool to see the entire thing really come to play. And seeing the characters blink as they walk, that's not a feature I brought over to the new one because it didn't really look all that right. These overworld graphics, along with some of the half of the monster creations, were drawn by my brother. So he did the sprite work for Stefan, Jennifer, Hamilton, and Helen on their overworld stuff. I like how Jennifer's ponytail swings around. Did we go get Hamilton? Let's go get Hamilton, huh? So, in the new game, you have you can see where the characters, the enemies are. In the old game, I just ran through the tree because I can do that. In the old game, enemies are random. They will show up if you walk off the path or in certain dungeon areas. This town of Aura, where everything has just been drilled through the ground with moles. Well, it has a mole problem. And you can... It looks very different. So this is Town of Aura in Power Master 1, and this is Town of Aura in Power Master MV. Some of the areas in MV, in the new remake, combine both the town and the associated area with it. So this one you can see like all the hills sliding in, and dirt, walls, and everything. You can see it all on one map, whereas in the first one it had to split between the two of them because that's how I developed it. And there's a random enemy. Okay. And it's a worm! Stefan's party was surprised. I didn't even get his initiative. There was a seriously bad enemy balancing issue. Jennifer's not doing any damage. Stefan's not doing any damage. And then we just immediately die. Okay. No, that's fine. That's totally fine. So, wait, I spent... Hold on. This was the hour-long game file. Why am I still level 5? What happened? Okay. These characters are affected by the Doppels mentioned, so their characters are weird. Yeah, back to Bora. We have Bora building here, and how that looks in the remake is it's all still one area. Same as with Aura. And then, can you see Hypnoc from the top here? No, he's not up there. Okay. But there is money. Gold bars. Trees. So this looks a bit different, because like there's a gate here that you have to get through first. Yeah, I made it so you have to actually talk to Jennifer's dad and do something with Jennifer before you can actually enter Bora building. I made it so I tried to make it so you have to actually like talk to the guardians and the important events that need to happen in the town before you can move on with the dungeon. Because I was getting some insight from people on like the RPG Maker forums, where it's like, hey, I'm not sure where to go because no one told me. So it's like I'm just trying to make it so you actually know what you're doing. Because people do tell you what to do. People do tell you where to go. You just need to actually talk to them first. Aside from auto-playing events. And I get that can be like, you're not entirely sure who to talk to, but like at the same time, like this is a role-playing game. This is an RPG. If you ever played Dragon Quest, if you ever played Final Fantasy, you know you're supposed to talk to everybody. Talk to everybody. Get as much information in you as you possibly can. What was I playing earlier? Where this was a very important aspect of the game. Earthbound. Earthbound did this. You had to really talk to everybody in Earthbound for you to get the information you need and move forward. You're not everybody, but you never really know who's important or not sometimes. So it's just a matter of like gathering information and proceeding with it. And for a building here, oh right, this is completely different. I forgot how different this was. E. So you're supposed to like defeat the mind controlled construction workers. And then there is no Bora building. This is not the case in the new one. There's no Bora building was done with, I guessed right, okay. Transport tiles. Transport tiles. And you had to work around them. It's a bit bigger in this one than in the remake. The remake is a lot more condensed. Key. I hate random battles in all honesty. I like being able to pick what battles you want to do. I can still kind of remember the pathways I made here. It's just kind of like a building maze. Nah. Like, I want to get to Hypnoc and try and fight him. That's fine, I'll fight him. A lot of these animations are all from the VXA system. I need to definitely work on my animations in the new game. What does Stefan have? The hammer sword. Okay. Come on. Oh, sheesh. Okay. Oh, that didn't work. I'm back at the start. Alright, no, screw that. I'm just gonna walk through the wall. Here's Hypnoc. And Hypnoc is one of my favorite characters. He's not too built up well in the original game, in all honesty. He has a lot more background in the new one. But like, he was originally supposed to be some kind of like hypnotist character. The hypnotic aspect of him was definitely still kept, but like, he was just more like a magician kind of hypnosis person. And I don't have any concept of that drawn, but that's definitely where my thought process was going at first. And I was like, that just seems kind of boring. I want to do something a bit different. Like, what kind of thing involves and is more hypnotic and manipulative? And I was thinking like one of those spin dial things. And I don't know. I applied it to a clock, and like, it was good. So like, and he's not too well built up in the original game here, but in the remake, he's a lot more territorial, and he believes that Bora Building and Hora headquarters were built on his land. He's wrong, but this is what he believes, and and in order to take it all down, he's trying to destroy Bora Building and take over Hora headquarters, and just kind of ruining the border security for between Monio and Shadurn. And it's he's definitely very confused, and the irony of Hypnoc is he's a hypnosis character. His abilities are being able to manipulate people, but he ends up being very easily manipulated himself. And that's kind of where I was trying to go with that character. And we'll see more of him in the remake here. Let me see if I can take down Hypnoc with what I got. Wow, I missed. Good job. Tried to confuse us. Now. Like, the enemy graphics, the sprite work for enemy graphics, was drawn by my brother, who's making his own stories. His stuff is definitely linked down in Crypt and Blow on YouTube then as well. Definitely check it out. Whereas the player battler portraits, he wasn't able to get around to, so I ended up drawing those myself. And from a hand-drawn perspective, they look fine, but meshing with the sprite work of the enemies, it's a weird conflict. How much health did I get? Oh, Stefan got confused. Well, Stefan almost did. There it goes. And then, yeah, just regular, he walks off. And then, Mysterious Man shows up just out of nowhere. There was no visualization, no animation for how he came up or anything like that. That was weird. Things were not working right. And Mysterious Man's portrait is probably the only portrait that was drawn by my brother. Everything else was provided by the RPG Maker engine. But yeah, that's Power Master 1. That's the original town. Give me just a second. Yeah. Original game, Power Master 1, Strange Journey, was very much just as it is. The towns you walk into were just already facing their problems. Didn't matter when you entered them, didn't matter how you resolved things were just already kind of happening. And I wanted to expand on that. So the remake allows things are a bit more dynamic. Depending on when you enter the town, after how many gems you've collected, or what characters you have with you, things will react depending on your actions in the game. And the best way to show that would be with the town of Hora that I just finished up this morning. So, flipping over to Power Master or Strange Journey MV, we have town of Hora. And so what we have here is we have just the calm, nice looking town of Hora. There's nothing wrong here. Everything is peaceful. It's protected by the headquarters up above, up north, and things are just, they're okay. But if you come in here to the town of Hora after defeating Hypnoc in the town of Bora, then everything is just on fire. And the town's getting destroyed. People are destroying their own town. And it's and Hora headquarters has been overtaken. When you first enter the town without the Bora gem, without having already fought Hypnoc, the searchlights are off. And the guards will let you walk around, provided you get Hora's permission first. But if you have the Bora gem and you've already defeated the Hypnoc, then he returns and takes over Hora Fortress, and all the guards will attack you, and the searchlights are turned on, and they'll throw you in jail if you get caught. So that's what we're going to look at here. So we are going to take a look at Power Master A Strange Journey MV. And first of all, there is no music to this game at all. There was originally, I had artificially generated music, just kind of like as a stand-in for a while. I don't want to use the engine's pre-made music. I want to make something more unique, but you know, the music didn't sound very good, and it's just I definitely needed to do better. It was more of a placeholder than anything. It wasn't meant to be in part of the final project, but something I was trying to like get the right feels going, and it didn't even land anyway. So whatever. So the music is completely disabled in this game. Sound effects will still happen, but the music is gone. So I guess I'll just have my own music going. Let's see here. So what we got, so we're gonna be in kind of a weird state here, actually. Hold on. We are going to close that real quick. We are going to town of Hora, and we will start our player adventure in the town itself. I'm gonna turn off RPG Maker. No, I won't. Never mind. I might still want it. Okay, so this is the town of Hora. This is the town as it is before you beat Hypnoc. And it's just, you can talk to people. I'm not the best artist, in all honesty. But I'm doing my best. I may improve some things later down the road. There's a character here. Oh, there's a line here in the beam that I didn't mean to have there. There's a character here that we're going to meet soon. Well, I made it upgrade your portrait. You can stay in the inn if you have money, but new file is broke, so can't sleep. What you're supposed to do is you just got a shop here. You can buy items. You can sell items if you have anything to sell. You know, typical inn and shop stuff. What you're supposed to do is supposed to go to the Guardian. Every time you enter a new town, you're supposed to go to the Guardian's house. It's the ones with the purple roofs. And I try to make everything color-coded. So, like, the Guardians are purple, the inns are green, the shops are red, and the generic towns are blue. There's also black roof buildings for blacksmiths. Those are in the town of Yora and the town of Dora. And there's also white roofs, which are sort of like special event kind of areas, but I haven't built them up yet, so there's nothing to show for them yet. So what we're supposed to do is we'll talk to the Guardian of Hora here. And he's just got spikes. It's funny. Ah, you must be the Stefan kid. That is me. A pleasure to formally meet you, kid. Welcome to our town of Hora. It's a nice town. Seems like things are quite peaceful here. And have been for years. We see almost no issues around these parts. But enough of the pleasantries. You came for the Hora gem, correct? Yes, that's right. You have yours? Ha, you think a powerful relic like that would be kept in a bedroom drawer or something? No. North of town is a large fortress. This fortress is heavily armed, so naturally it's the most secure place for the horror gem. I mean, that makes sense, yeah. And also, naturally, I souped the place up. Souped up the place. If you want the gem for yourself, you have to go through guards, puzzles, and spikes. The spikes? Good luck getting rooting for you. And so they just kind of like send you off. Sometimes they're triggers. So you have to talk to them to activate certain triggers. Like for this example, if you didn't talk to him, you would not be able to pass these guards. They would say you're not allowed in and then kick you back. But if you talk to Hora, then Stefan will convey that Hora said to let him in. And then, so the guards say that they've been told to let you through and they've turned off the searchlights, but some traps have been told to leave active. So you'll see here, this is going to operate a bit differently than other dungeons. You'll see that like in the original, or sorry, in other dungeons, you're kind of like fade out black screen and then you're brought to a new area. This one, I tried to make it so like the walls shrink. And it is taking you to a new map. This is not the same map, but it is mapped appropriately. So it looks like, kind of like The Sims, when you view inside of a building, the walls shrink down. That's kind of what I was going for. And so, takes you there, and you have all these other traps here. You have fire, you have spikes. If you hit with fire, it flashes red and it kicks you back. If you hit with spikes, it just shooting and it kicks you back. The guards don't care, though. The guards will walk right through the spikes, because their event doesn't allow them not to. They'll get stopped by the fire and then wait for it. But, like, so what you're supposed to do, yeah, it does works up here, too. And you can see the horror gem right there. That's the goal. That's our goal right there. But we can't get to it because the ladder we need to get to is barred off by a gate. So, this is before getting the horror gem. There's no searchlights. The searchlights are off. You can talk to the guards. They say stuff. I get the best post here, a direct view into Shadurn. I never get tired of seeing it. And you're supposed to walk over here. You can walk along the ramparts. Some of them are overlaid over your character. Other ones are behind your character. Try to map them out appropriately. And then you hit this button. You can hear the gate open. You can turn off the traps. We'll talk about those later. You go down, yeah, now the gate is open. So we go up, and we just collect the horror gem. And that is how it goes before you beat the town of Bora. And then once you have the horror gem, you try to leave town, and then you beat up Hypnoc and come back here. You've already cleared the area. Hypnoc's not going to take it over because you already have the horror gem. Otherwise, the game will just kind of get... you don't really have much of a reason to be here afterwards anymore, so horror is kind of like a free gem. You can come and get it, but if you want to experience more of the lore for what the game has to offer, then you will leave it alone. So you can really walk through this game any way you want to. There's whatever route you take influences how the game behaves. No way, you got the gem! Incredible! Wasn't very difficult. So there are harder versions of the levels I'm going to be building as well. You can set the difficulty for the game, and that will determine how many enemies jump at you, and the layout of the dungeons will change as well. I also want the layout to change depending on how many gems you've collected. There's a lot more to do with the dungeons than I'm really showing here, that I have planned. What is this? But... so that is the town of Hora before you beat Hypnoc. Generally pretty easy. Nothing serious there. So we're going to jump into a new, a pre-existing file. and it's in a bit of an awkward state here. So, leave town, and this file already has the Bora gem. We've already beat Hypnoc using this file, so we return to Hora, and we're on fire. Town is on fire. We have Marina here who is just, like, upset that fire is happening. And Jennifer is surprised at it. This kid is just going around. You can talk to her, but it is a bit difficult. Let's see if I can get her. Hi, Daniel. Oh, come on. Let me talk to you. Come on. There we go. Okay, yeah, she's just... Fire, burn it all. Okay. So once... You can see this other character up here, turning around. Blue hair, whatever. So I'm kind of railroading you into this conversation here, because once you step between this line of fire, this wall of fire, she'll notice you and come back down. You! And I need to update her portrait a little bit, because I don't like how her hands are. She's kind of like in this weird forced palm motion here, and that's not what I want. I want like this. I need to update that. How dare you show your face again? Have we met before? You better have a good reason for leaving us behind. And then she attacks you. This is not very fitting music. Sure. Pale-skinned woman, that's what I have her named as right now for the fight. And during development, the character stats are not how they're going to be. Everything is at their most basic of stats, while I try to balance things out and just get the story and characters developed. We'll work on actual enemy balancing later. I feel so weak. Hey, are you okay? I don't need your sympathy. Just leave us alone already, Kyle. Kyle? You knew my ancestor? Ancestor? Don't try to confuse me. Why would you abandon us just to show up again now? This is my first time here. Kyle was my ancestor from about 1,000 years ago. That's impossible. This looks like the same village raid I was in just a moment ago. Though when I woke up, I had to find new clothes, and someone sure put that fortress up there together fast. The town, it looks different. My name is Stefan. What year do you think you're in? Is this not the year 1030? Where's my sister? What's going on here? Where am I? When am I? And this girl is like, just freaking out, because something went very wrong on her end. And she has some kind of grudge against your ancestor. Like 2008. I think you traveled through time? No, I absolutely did not. The last thing I remember is great pain, my sister's face. Town was getting ravaged as we tried to escape. My parents couldn't make it, but we... You are not him. I see now. You have his feel, but not his eyes. You've met my ancestor. Once, according to my parents. I was only a year old when we met. Any other image I've seen of him I've seen were pictures. We were at the forefront of a battle. We called for his aid, but he did not come. The great hero of Monio will save us, my sister kept saying. All we got instead was some guy who I didn't know. I'm sorry. I don't know why Kyle didn't show and that you had such a hard time. Stefan, was it? My name is Sobi. I want to find out more about what happened. Right now, I will trust you. Happy to have you, Sobi, but I'm on a mission of my own. I'm trying to gather the gems before Exituus does. Exituus, that's a name I know. Far too well. Oh, have you met him too? An evil man of dark magic. He was the one behind the raid in my village. I help you, you help me. Fair enough? Absolutely. And now we have character Sobi in our team. And you know what? I'm going to recruit Jennifer here as well. So now we have Sobi and Jennifer. And they're actually going to take part in a certain conversation later on. So, and we also have Chris here. Yeah, the entire village is just on fire. And we go talk to Guardian of Hora right now. And he attacks us. He does have... like hypnotic swirls in his eyes, but his eyes are yellow. All the residents of Hora have yellow eyes. So it doesn't really show very well. As far as like the health bar, I need to reposition that. I need to find a way to reposition that. We're just gonna attack the guy and then he'll die. No, what's going on? You tell me. Town's on fire and you just suddenly attack me. What? That's terrible, and I'm sorry, I don't even remember. Last thing I know, some creature came into our town, and then I see you and I have a bit of a headache. Sorry. This creature? What did it look like? It looked like one of the Manons, a large clock. Manons are the species of clock people. What? No way, that's gotta be Hypnoc. Sobi. Sobi? Why is Sobi's name here? Hold on, that's not the right name. Wrong button. Why is Sobi's name here? Oh, because it's player 2. Not name 2. My bad. It's supposed to be Jennifer. That's not supposed to be position 2. That's name 2. That's fine. Okay, so for this... for this specific message prompt, Jennifer is going to be named Sobi, but I'm fixing that right now. It'll be corrected next time I load the file. We're fixing things in real time. Okay. Alright. Sounds like it. What would he be doing here? He didn't stop to introduce himself, but Hora headquarters stands at the gate for our border to Shadurn. From what I understand about the Manon tribe, they are very territorial. Hypnoc had some false perception of Mora building being built on his land. Perhaps taking down Hora headquarters is some attempt at reclaiming what he thinks it is. If he does, that's very dangerous. I have my Hora gem guarded there. Alright, looks like we're taking down Hypnoc again. Fine by me, let's go. Hora headquarters is heavily guarded and has several protective measures. Be careful. Okay, so now we didn't need to talk to Guardian of Hora for this. I'm also gonna grab Octavius here. Let's go, man. We also have Hamilton over here. And Dakota. Sometimes the portraits have some trouble. And there was someone over here, wasn't there? Ow, fire! Hello, Steph. Yeah, we have Sobi here. And we walk into the fortress and we see the light beam. It's a little bit, kind of conflicting with other events here, so the lights don't really quite line up too well. But we have one of two options here. We can either fight these guards and fight our way in through the main entrance, or we can get captured and sent to jail. We're gonna do that. So here we are in the basement area. And fire and spikes alternate, and we have these guys here. So our objective here in the headquarters is there are these buttons here. We press these buttons, and it will turn off a corresponding searchlight and the traps around them. So I'll turn that one off. Let's fight this guy. They all have their own like little animations. The characters all have their own looks and reactions to how things are happening. I'll press that button in a minute. I'm gonna cheat here and just walk this way just to make things easier. And it's like, yeah. So you can't see the lights very well while you are still in the building. But once you exit the building, the lights show up. Gonna have to be careful. I'm not entirely sure. Should I put them there? I don't know. Maybe I should. I can make the lights show up when you're still in the building, but yeah, probably should. But like, we turned off the one here. This one is off, but the other ones are still on. So, realistically, what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to turn off all of them in order for you to be able to even get to Hypnoc. So we're gonna get sent to jail again, and turn off the fire down here. Or the light, I mean. And these guys will be blocking your way, but we defeat them, and they'll move a little bit faster, because they're kind of like just like stumbling around as they're under control from Hypnoc. Then they'll resume a path that you can walk around. Like, these guys will ignore the fire, or sorry, ignore the spikes, but have to stop at the fire. They can't walk through fire. But they have special spike shoes. If these guards defeat you, they'll have better stats later. But if these guards defeat you, then they will just throw you in jail. Unless you're on hard mode, in which case they should just outright kill you. But yeah, all the traps have been disabled. We have all 4 of the searchlights turned off. And so now we can... I'm gonna blow up this wall here, grab the item in the treasure chest. We're gonna go up, and then we're gonna go around. Do the same thing we did to get the gem in the first place. Hit a button, open up the gate, go back around. Go down, and now the gate's open, and the horror gem has been taken away, so it's not here anymore. Now we talk to Hypnoc. You won't leave me alone, will you? Why should I? Give it up, Hypnoc, you're terrorizing people. First my home and now our border, what's your plan here? I suppose you young humans are too young to understand. But then again, you all are. For over 100 years, I've sat and watched as you humans fought each other, bringing conflicts to your land and ours. 100 years? For centuries, my species has lived to protect our land of Shadurn and the timekeep within. But then we were invaded. A great war broke out and my tribe was caught in it, land was stolen, members were killed, and humans are to blame. A great war, huh? I've been through one, but 100 years ago, it's after my time. My father has engaged in diplomatic relations while my mother, as you would call her, oversees the well-being of our tribe. But while they sit and do nothing, humans continue to defile our lands and even each other. So I set out to do what I could to protect us, to remove you all from my tribe and Shadurn. And then you show up. And he looks different here. This is a different form of Hypnoc. He's more improved, he's stronger. Or he would be once I have the stats set up right. Whoa! You've made a clockery of me, and that was the pun I wanted to make. instead of you made a mockery, it's you made a clockery. And I was like, I have to do that. You've made a clockery of me. That building of yours was never supposed to exist. No. How am I supposed to be the strongest if I get beaten by some worms? So I figured I'd take down our largest opposition to show my worth, this fortress of yours, and within it I find this rock. The Horror Gem. One of your Monio gems, is it? These magical stones, you humans are too weak to use them. This one made me stronger, gave me new powers, a new form. You now call me Grand Hypnoc, and I'll take this gem and you're mine. Then we fight him, and he goes down immediately because I don't have the stats up right. he just did. That'll be a more difficult battle later. Yeah, again. Am I really so weak? Hypnog, listen to me. We're not on your land. Whatever information you have, it's wrong. Impossible. I cannot be wrong. My cause is just. Even if you were correct that we invaded your land, with hypnotizing people really the right move, they would not listen, because you never talked. This is what Bora building is meant for, to communicate. By taking control of other people and terrorizing others, all you did was give people a poor representation of your tribe. Is this what you want? You're building this fortress. They are not of Shadurn. No, they aren't. That's what we've been trying to tell you, Hypno. And he thinks it over, and he reverts himself back. I'll believe you, for now. Take your magic rock. I will go. You just space it for me, that's fine. Hypno! We'll meet again on better terms, okay? He just kind of like waits there, and moves on. The ramparts, I can't fix that. I have to have them above players, so they appear above your character. And I couldn't make Hypnoc appear above players as part of the event. I can't change his leveling. His layer. I can't change his layer as part of the event. I could make him switch to a new page, I guess. I just thought of that. Make him switch to a new page in the middle of the event that does have the above character property to it, which will allow them both to fly over you rather than through you, and fly over the ramparts. But I kind of like how he just kind of stood there behind them too, like he was just looking over the town. The town, by the way, should now be fine. We're gonna take a shortcut here. Guards that have not been changed back to their senses will still attack you. I should have that fixed already, actually, unless I didn't do that right. Oh, okay, hold on. It's just the standing event. My bad. So I just need copy that page and put it here. Delete anything regarding an event. Okay. There we go. That shouldn't bother us anymore. Okay. Now the town is no longer on fire. But you know, there's no grass. Things are a little bit destroyed. I think the innkeeper and shopkeeper should be fine. Oh, that's not working. Hold on. We are discovering problems. Give me a second. Oh, it's something. What? Oh. Oh, my bad. I understand where I went wrong. Okay, hold on. Replace that. And then it's gonna look for the gem. No, it's actually gonna look for grand completed. Same thing with okay, hold on. I need to fix some aftermath properties of some of these characters because they're not working. You're supposed to defeat Hypnoc, and then the entire town goes back to normal. At least it's not on fire, but the characters are supposed to react to normal. But I forgot to fix the characters, so I'll come back to that. But that is kind of far. So we have all that. I was gonna show you guys something here. So, what's up, Polynomial Possum? Yeah, I developed a video game through the RPG Maker MV system, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'll show you guys my mind because I seem to have lost it entirely. Hold on. I'm trying to find the right town. I want to show you guys like this little festival area. There we go. Yeah, this town of Yora, one of the newer towns. It's got these like flags and it's got balloons. And there's a mini game area here. There is a tournament, which I've already beaten on this file, so I'll show you guys that in a minute. But there's all these other different kind of characters you can face against. Here, I'll talk to some of them here. We got Angela, the Angel, who's upset that she even lost the tournament. Cheyenne. Who else? We have Estelle. We have Avery. Tina. And they all lost to the Gold Knight, who would be part of this tournament. Like, there's a couple of... Like, there's a maze here. Here, I'll show you guys the maze. Should just have easy and normal right now, I think. I don't think I have a hard maze yet. Yeah. So if I hit hard, I just waste money. Yeah, I'll go easy. And then they go. We also get to the end before the others. And pretty slow going. Pam, I think, knows where she's going. Everyone else doesn't. Pretty simple maze here. You get money for it. Do the other one. And you have this very fast-moving trapezoid enemy, but he gets lost immediately. You have Jessica following me, and I think Ellen makes it to the end. Jessica gets lost. I like the music. This is Mario Sports Mix music. My actual game doesn't have music to it right now. I'll work on making some later. So I'm just having my own media player play in the background. Healing Shield, okay. The other mini games I don't have quite ready yet. There's a trivia for Power Master stuff. You guys can figure that one out on your own. Yeah, let me show you guys this tournament here. I'm just gonna... I'm going to take that. I'm gonna fly through the world here. I'm gonna be illegal for a minute. And then into the tournament. Equip that sword I just picked up so I have something to use. Probably not gonna last very long. So yeah, we talked to Yora and he tells us that he's going to give us his gem should we win the tournament. And then we talk to Charles here and we say, yeah, we're ready to enter the tournament. And we all line up. All 8 of us are in the tournament. Do we need a refresher on the rules? No, you got to figure it out on your own. First fight of round 1. We fight, and you can. I have it set up so you can see the fence and the flowers and the balloons in the background during the fight. So our first challenge is Andalisa, and she talks to you. They all talk to you before the battle actually begins. And you can either encourage her, you can insult her, or you can just ignore her. And they do actually do something. You just ignore her, nothing happens. But if you encourage her, I think it increases their defense but lowers their accuracy, or something like that. And insult increases their offense, their physical strength, but lowers their luck, something like that. Like there's a give and take to both of these, but you can respond however you want to. You can encourage them. You can be nice to your opponents before you completely obliterate them, or you just miss. Like I said, the stats are not very well balanced right now. I'm not worried about the statistics of the enemies at the moment. I'll work on balancing things later on. Right now, I'm just working on trying to get the world developed, the characters made, the enemies working, all the events finalized. And then, once I have everything put together and I can properly test to see how well the game works, then I'll work on balancing things. And then it says, winner is Avery, winner is Estelle, winner is Goldeneye. It just goes through the next battle that you are just not involved in. And now for semifinals, we fight this dude. You look capable, but also breakable, and I'm going to insult him. I've taken down stronger. Okay, so insulting him seems to have upped his defense. So he takes a little bit longer to take down, I guess. He can't do any damage to me because his stats are broken, but as long as we can take him down, we're fine. There we go. Good fight. And if you make it this far in the tournament, Golden Knight will always be the last opponent you face. And he's actually the first opponent you fought back in Flora Temple. He's the Silver Knight, gone up in rank, gone up in strength. And these events play out depending on how well you do in the tournament. If you lose too early, you don't get to fight Gold Knight, and he takes the gem. He wins the whole thing. Plays out a little bit differently if you do make it to Gold Knight but still lose. Alright, and then championship battle. You get no special... Okay, so encouraging someone lowers their defense. Got it. Gotta take it down. Ah. Okay, sorry about that. My throat is not doing too good. I missed. And he's dead. Alright. As promised, here's our beloved guardian with the prize. What a show! I'm supposed to give you a wish. However, you have need of this gem to take on Exodus, correct? Well, I'll give it to you, though I still allow the wish if you like. Oh, I haven't really given much thought about that. Just want things to be okay. You don't wish for anything. Because I said so. Why is this a black screen? What happened? What happened here? Fades in there. Yeah, it's supposed to fade in, but I guess I messed up and forgot to do that, so it's just going to be a black screen, and there's not going to be a way to fade back in. Okay, but it skips this entire next thing. If you have text off. Okay. Got it. Okay, so I skipped a step. But at the same time, it's like, if you don't win, Gold Knight gets the wish from the Yora gem, but you can still get the Yora gem. You just have to go talk to the Guardian to get it. Yeah, he's supposed to try and still wish with the Yora gem, but nothing's happening. And conversation's over, and because I forgot to mark the screen to fade in, it's just stuck on a black screen. I can still load the menu and everything, but like, okay, can I maybe... Nope, that didn't work. Okay. Okay, so, game's broken. But that's fine. I fixed it, but it's broken. That's fine. Whatever. But it's like, there's a bunch of other things that I've shown off here, too. So, the demo that I have currently up for this game covers the town of Fora, city of Bora, town of Tora, town of Ura, town of Ura, the land of Monio itself, town of Rora, and town of Laura. Those are all in the demo currently available right now. I've since then developed a lot more. There's so much more towns. Town of Mora. Here's town of Mora and Mora Mountain. We have town of Gora, which is this haunted, destroyed town with a mansion. The mansion's interior is going to change depending on how many gems you have obtained by the time you enter the mansion itself. Which is something I'm gonna do with the other dungeons, but that's more like setting up more traps or more enemies. Whereas Gora Mansion's layout just is entirely different. Town of Nora, which is taken over by a bunch of different kind of bugs. Town of Korra, which is, there's just this large minecart area. So you can actually ride a minecart and you can flip switches to determine where the minecart goes. It took me a long time to get everything actually properly figured out, but it works. You know what? I'll show that to you. I'll show that to you. Let's go take a ride on the minecart. Assuming I have this worked properly. I don't know if I messed with it or not. Town of Korra. Carts only. Okay, hold on a second. There's a switch here I need to activate. It's 150. Okay. Turn that on and now poof, minecart. Okay. So we're in the minecart. And the arrows determine where we go. So if we get in the minecart again, we're in the minecart, we're riding down, and then we leave. So we follow the arrows up and down, left or right, depending on which way they're facing. So to flip them, we gotta hit this switch over here. Bridge is built. And touching the arrows themselves is what flips them. So now the minecart going the other way, bridge is up. If we had the bridge still down, we'd fall into the hole and have to try again. I'll show that in a minute, but hold on. So this one goes all the way up here. And we can fall in the hole. We take a hit. Money. And so if we flip that first, and then go to the minecart, we end up just driving the minecart right into the chasm, and then we get brought back over here. So what we need to do is we need to activate the switch here. So what we're supposed to do is supposed to take the minecart through this area, but we're not allowed to go there on foot. Minecart's required beyond this point. If you don't have a minecart, you have to carry everything out on your own. And these are just funny, wacky signs, too. Minecart's required beyond this point, unless you're Manny. Manny should not use minecarts again. There's no actual Manny, the character in the game. I'm just making a fun name. But, yeah, so what we need to do is we need to take the minecart back through this area. And use a bomb to blow up this wall so we can activate this switch. I'm just going to activate the switch and activate God mode. Now we can progress. I'm cheating a bit, but that's fine. It's my game. I can do what I want. Now we can go across here. And the switch we need to hit now for the bridge is, I think, right here. So we have that open, and then we flip that switch so it points down. Ride the minecart again. And then we go this way. Oh, shoot. And then we die. I forgot. There's another switch you gotta hit. We hit that switch, and then we gotta go that way. So it's not going to actually go down and then to the right. It's supposed to, what we gotta do is take the minecart, and it takes us back to the beginning. We want that to go up and down, and then this one goes to the right. And that goes... No explosions allowed in the mine. These tracks are not for humans. And these are bomb bots. They're like little floaty bomb guys. I'm gonna die. I'm going to die. This was probably a mistake. Here we go. Okay. And then this is the end of the dungeon. And this is the boss. This is Fuse. And his boss is unique. There's a timer. And if you just sit here for 10 minutes, which I cannot fast forward, he'll explode. Or we can just die immediately. And then he explodes, and then we game over. The whole minecart thing was supposed to be in the first game. You can see remnants of it, but I wasn't able to get it really working. I didn't know what I was supposed to do with it. So I thought, like, for Korra Quarry, the minecart absolutely needs to be a thing. And it took some workarounds and really trying to manipulate how the system works with in terms of character movement for automated movement. It was a bit difficult to work around, but I was able to get it to work. This is town of Wara, which is constantly raining. Town of Sora, with the Sora sky. You are in the sky, on the clouds. It's fun. I like that. Town of Aora. This is a snowy region with a large iceberg avalanche here. It's fun. I like it. Town of Vora, which has one of two states. It's another one of those where if you enter it early, you get a different thing than if you entered it late. Here is Town of Vora destroyed by the volcano. And then the volcano itself is just this massive thing. This is the town of Zora, which is stuck in time, and so to symbolize that, I inverted the colors for the town area region. So you have colors are backwards. Might not be able to tell where the Guardian's house is. In this case, it's the light green roof. And Doppel's dimension in the original game was just this mess of a tile set. Let's bring it back up here. Let's go to Zora. And it's this messy looking thing. I hated it. This isn't how it was supposed to initially be in the first place. In the concept, it was initially supposed to be like some kind of sideways platformer thing. But instead of them just being, let's have fun with tile set changes and character asset changes and whatever, it's stupid. I hated it. So instead, I made it something a bit heavier. Characters are trapped in time. You have to save them. And once you go through this door over here, you get brought into this other location. There's this white void. There's another area here. There's this battle region with another character. You fight against Doppel. And then the town is saved. This kind of like the story area. You get some pretty major relevancy to Stefan's story. Stefan's background, Stefan's character. You get a bit of a pretty heavy lore dump in this area. But I don't really go into too much detail, but it's all connected. Town of Jora is this trashed area with a junkyard and an incinerator area. Town of Zora was there. I actually messed up where Town of Zora's placement is. This town was in the demo too. It exists. Town of Pora is supposed to be a clean state, but it got hit with like a poisonous sewage plant. And yeah, okay, we're still going. Town of Yora is the festival town. There's a tournament here. There's a bunch of mini games. I like how this came out. Town of Hora is what we were just talking about, where it can either be a peaceful area or a destroyed area, and you got the fortress to go through and everything like that. And really liking how this game is coming together. For the most part, everything is going according to plan, and still a lot of assets to make. We have 5 other towns left. We are on one-hand digit towns remaining. We have the town of Eora, town of Dora, town of Iora. Then we have town of Kor with a C and town of Kor with a K. And those are all some of my favorite areas to make. I like making them in the original game, and I've been waiting to make them. I've been deciding what I'm making randomly. Hora was a lot of fun. Eora was a lot of fun. Everything has just been... What town I'm making next has been decided randomly, outside of a couple of exceptions. So, it's just been... It's been a good time making this. I'm currently still shooting for the end of 2026, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to make that. Honestly, it might roll over in 2027. But 10 years of the first game, I didn't really expect the remake to look like this, in all honesty. I thought it would be like on Power Max 2 or 3 at this point, but I'm totally taking my time with it, which is a good thing. I'm making this game entirely on my own. So if you guys definitely want to see more, we're going to keep going with it today. But if you guys want to see more, definitely subscribe, definitely follow, and everything like that. We have an ad break coming up here on Twitch's end, so I'm going to take a quick break, and we are going to make a new area when I come back. Hang tight. I need to keep this platform in the center. Two don't kill each other. I'd really appreciate if you could turn around, Link. But I keep getting pushed around, so the platform's not moving to the center. The fairy killed me! Alex and his friends carried out the submarine. Wait. A submarine weighs like 5 tons. They were just got 3 10-year-old kids lifting this thing out of the dungeon. What? Hold on. I need to load that up. How heavy is a, I guess I'll say standard submarine? Between 7,000 to 8,000 tons. Okay. Breakpoint found at N64 system enhancements CP. Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. Hold on a second. I tried to add a cheat. The game did not like that. Oh my gosh, the game really did not like that. Okay. Huh. That is not good. I need to keep this platform in the center. Two don't kill each other. I'd really appreciate if you could turn around, Link. But I keep getting pushed around, so the platform's not moving to the center. The fairy killed me! Oh wait, no. She gives them to me. Okay, that makes more sense. I thought I'd just give her the pants that I had from before. To get something in return. You want to borrow one? Sure. Here's a map. On it isn't the only thing on the map. All the info's there, except for the info that isn't there. Oh, that is the best line that we've seen so far. Oh, that is great. All the info is there, except for the info that isn't there. Oh, I love this game already, man. This is great. You know, you can just eat a banana. Why would you put the ketchup packet on the banana? Why would you do that? I did not tell you to do that. That sounds terrible. Why would you do that? Who puts ketchup on a banana? I didn't tell you to do that. I just wanted you to eat the banana, not use the ketchup. Every 10 resonances guarantees a 4-star or higher. Is this a gacha game? Is this a gacha game? I didn't know that. Whatever. Gotcha, okay. Dress gotcha game, that's fine. I didn't know it was a gotcha game. Ha! Good use of dig and self-destruct. Oh, that was great. About to use coughing. Can I change? Can I even change Pokemon when I'm underground? I'm just gonna let that go. Dig went to the next Pokemon. Oh! I did it exactly! 105 on Bulkstar! Wow! You're not gonna get a better time than that. We're just gonna have to take that. Just killed everything in an audible range. Alright. That was what? Sub 145. Okay, cool. Swerve Star! How did I know? How did I know? I knew it! I knew it! We got the Swerve Star! Okay, let's start knocking some things out here. I had a feeling. And I will just jump.
I can't.
Okay. He just dies. Oh, okay. All right. We are back. We just talked about all the different towns and everything like that. So there's still a lot left to do, though. It looks like I've done a lot already. There's still a lot to do. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a new area, and we're gonna build that up. So it's going to be. I've already decided before I started this. We're not gonna make a town. I feel like I've developed too many towns already. On stream, I mean. I think I did town of Vora, town of Zora, and town of one other one on stream, kind of Wara, I think it was. I've just only done towns. I haven't really done much of the actual areas themselves. So we're going to mix things up a little bit here. I'm going to develop the associated area first. We're going to make a new area. We're going to set the width right now to 50 and 50. And this is going to be Eora Everlasting. And we'll take a look at the tile sets here in a minute. This is going to be a very large maze. Because I love mazes. And it's supposed to lead into like the sort of prison area. Hi, Tucker. What's up? Sure. What the heck? What the heck? Come here. Come up. Up. There you go. Hi. What's up? How you doing? Hi, Tucker. What's up, Tucker? How you doing? Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Hi. Over here. What are you doing? Hey. You don't know what you're doing. Alright. Oh, Wukong, thank you for the follow, man. I missed that. Thank you for the follow. I know you're not here anymore, but I'll look back on the VOD and see what it is, what character you got. Thanks, man. It was probably either covered up by the game and I was looking away, or when I was on break. I didn't see when you followed. Apologize. Alright. So what we're gonna do first here is we need the right tile set, and I need so the original game. Here's how the game looks in the original game. Here's how You Are Everlasting looks in the original game. My bad. Let me find it. It's up here. So this is the maze. This is the maze in the first game. It's this very large, winding maze. And it's supposed to be like the sort of like mysterious, magical environment. And so I thought like purple and black was a good fit. You can tell where the floors are, you can tell where the walls are pretty easily. It's sort of like its own illusionary area. So like its own sub-pocket of dimension kind of thing. It's not actually within the realms of Monio itself. It's just sort of its own... I don't know if I can call it interdimensional because it's still on this plane of existence. It's just like... I don't know how to describe it. It's not illusionary, it's not interdimensional or extra-dimensional or anything like that. It's just, it's just magical. That's really all I can say. It's just magical. But I don't know. Do I want to keep the purple and black? When I was developing this game, or conceptualizing this game, I mean, on notebook paper, it was purple ground and black wall. And maybe we'll keep it that way. But do I have anything like that already in the system files? You see the tile sets here. We need purple ground and black walls. Does that exist already? Yes, technically it does. The carpet for the Guardian houses is purple. So we could use that as the ground for Eeyore Everlasting. And the walls... There are black walls. So... what area would have those? Not... Ooh, Oh, I'm trying to find... No. Okay. Let me flip back to here. Look at the database, look at the tile sets, and see what it is we can find here that already exists in the way that I want it to. We're looking specifically for the walls. If anything uses the dark walls that I have set up for A3, apparently, is where it's at. Doesn't exist. Okay, that's fine. But at the same time, though, while we could just make a funny and have the Guardian's carpet as the floor of this magical maze area, let's make something a bit more unique, I guess, to this area. So I'm going to turn on my painting program here, and A2, where would I put this? Let's put it on Bora. Bora has enough room open. We're going to flip to paint.net here. Behold, my painting program. And we are going to just make a mystical looking purple thing. If my music is too loud, let me know, because sometimes I feel like it is and I can't really tell. I have just my headphones to work with, and my headphones are off to the side. Alright, so we want purple. We want mystical looking purple thing. So we're gonna take a color of purple here. We're gonna make it a little bit darker. We're gonna make a little bit of a darker purple than the carpet. Fill out that void. And then we are going to add noise to it so it doesn't look like just a solid purple. That, I mean, I can keep it like that actually. That's fine. And then we are going to render clouds. Ooh, okay. No. That's gonna be too big of a mess, honestly. Maybe, blur it a bit. Not like that. Let's go to motion blur. I must just... Okay, hold on. Might have something here. Make a new layer and fill up the void with purple. That doesn't look as good as I thought it would. That's gonna chop off. Let's instead use motion blur upwards. Downwards, I meant. No. Because you can see some of the carpet, it's phasing through the tile above it. That's not good. Sideways it is. Find something like mystical on the ground. Okay. What is I'm looking for here? It's heavier on one side than it is on the other. Centered. Okay, hold on a second. Well, that's just bad. Wrap. Mirror. Nope. Transparent? Nope. Okay, hold on. We're not getting what we need. Okay. We don't want any of the red above. Okay. Flare blur. Okay. Beast. But if I take... Hold on, I might be able to have something here. Hold on a second. We're gonna keep it like that. Keep it like that. And then what we're gonna do is we are going to take the gold trims of the carpet here. Subtract the purples. Just take the gold. Overlay it here. And then we're gonna make it black. Yeah, okay. And then, what we want to do is we want to actually remove the corners. And then for we're gonna do the same. Whoops, let's not do the same. We're gonna do the same. We're gonna do a oof. Motion blur. I want these to also look interesting. Like, I want these to look like edge of path kind of stuff. But also like just kind of like barely tripping you out. Sure. That's fine. We'll see how that looks. At least we'll see how that looks. So flipping back over to the game, we're gonna make a new area type or a tile set. E3 is going to be, A3 is going to be A3, and then the ground is going to be Bora 2. We're only going to use those right now. And then set it to this area. I hit the cancel button by mistake. Okay. Now, it's just a purple mess. And so... Yep, as expected, that does not look good, but that's fine. Hold on, we're just messing with things here for a second. So yeah, it's like it's going to. This is black trim. Yeah, okay, so you can't really do heavily styled ground very easily because then you get this tile set looking mess. Ooh, should I make this animated? Ooh, hold on, new idea. New idea. I might be able. No. Yes? Okay, hold on a second. Let's undo layering on that. And then let's... A1, what is A1? A1 has a bunch of things. Bora A1 has enough room left over for it. Okay, let's go for that. Okay, paint.net back up. So these are all leftover assets from the RPG Maker MV engine. Aside from the water and ice water that you see on the top left. Everything else here is provided by the RPG Maker and MV engine, and so and the ice cubes up here too. So what we're gonna do is we are going to actually take this layer here and put it on top of this, and I'm gonna copy that. Make it again over here. And we are going to do absolutely nothing with it. We are going to beat motion blur, but at a greater distance this time. No, that's not what we're going to do. We are going to I know what I want, but I'm having a hard time really putting it down the way I want it to be. If I reverse it, that's going to look super weird. Okay. Let's see what it does. Okay. Hold on a second. I'm trying to find something here. We want... Okay, 96 by 96. Okay. Pokemon X and Y were such good games, man. Remainder of this is 96 by 40. Okay. This is straight up not going to look right at all, but I don't care. I'm just testing things, seeing what happens. Whoops! If I do this, what happens if I do that? What can I make this system do? I can say there. Okay. For A1. Okay, and then we are going to assign A1. I'm going to turn off paint.net. And yes, that's on there now. So now we have that over here. And it still tiles up like this. But what we're going to do is we're going to put ourselves into this void and see what that looks like. I mean... That's interesting. That's an interesting thing we did. That's going to be a sore on the eyes and the processor, though, so we're probably not going to leave it like that. That's funny, but that's not what I'm looking for. This is more like disco floor, kind of. If I wanted to make a disco floor, this would be the way to do it, but that's not what I'm looking for. Oh, that's funny. Okay. We're not doing that. So what does that look like? Oh, it's making like some kind of 3D effect. That's weird. So the tiles we were putting together, it's split up into many different kind of squares. It's not just a 48 by 48 kind of pixel square size. It's like 12 by 12, and it tiles that in certain weird locations depending on how you have it grouped. So it's the auto tiling, and it's a system I'm not quite sure how to work with yet, honestly. But this is, I want like shimmering kind of magic floor looking thing. And this is a bit too harsh. It needs to slow down. I don't mind the squares themselves too much, but this is not what we're looking for here. It is moving, the coloring is moving too rapidly. We don't want that. What we're going to do instead, we're going to delete those. We're going to come back to paint.net here. Delete everything we just did. And what we're going to do is we're going to try this again. So we're going to make that purple. And what we want to do is we want to... I like the cloud effect, but... Oh, color 2. Nothing. Good. Never mind. Nothing shows up. Okay. I mean, the cloud property is almost exactly what it is I'm looking for when it comes to like shimmering magic kind of stuff. You're okay, dog. It's just because of the way that the tile set is set up. Do we need to make this? If we're gonna make it do back and forth kind of stuff like this, that'd be interesting. So if I want 100 with this one, and then lapse again to 100. I'll fix that later. Never mind, I'll fix it right now because that's not looking what I wanted to. Okay, purple. And then purple. Okay. And then 5, and then 10. Like it needs to be like just faint shimmering. Doesn't need to be anything special, just faint shimmering. And then this overlay. Just sort of this illusionary, magical kind of property to it. We're going to test that And squares are a thing, but that's fine. We'll do more testing with it. I just want to see how fast it moves. Look how that moves even faster. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna instead make this entire thing one thing, and see what that looks like. It looks like squares. Okay, so... Okay, we're getting close. We're getting close. I don't expect this to be smooth. I don't mind the square tiles being visible. In all honesty, I don't. That kind of helps. That's fine by me. It's just the speed of how it's animating. And that's due to... It doesn't even line up. Stefan's standing in the corners of the squares, not the actual square itself. Okay. Well. Whatever. Okay. That's mainly due to the way the system itself is processing how the animated tiles works. And the difference in the tiles. This is how the water works. It's like the water animates the same speed. It's all one thing. Yeah, but because it's all one thing, it animates the same speed, but because the water is one consistent graphic, you don't see any of the tile seams. But you see that with the magic tile over here, because of just how much is going on in the magic area. So, clouds are kind of what I'm looking for, but not like... They're not what I'm looking for, in all honesty. They're not. Okay, we'll keep that purple, but we are going to fix the clouds. We are going to instead increase these by increments of 2. And see how those work. Tucker, you good back there, man? Your face only takes so many of that. Alright, save that. No changes right there, but let's see what that looks like. Why is that harsher? Okay. Maybe clouds isn't the way to go. Clouds might not be what we're looking for here. Let's delete the clouds. We want the purple though. Alright. Need to keep that. So we want instead My throat's having some issues today. That's terrible. Okay. We want something magical and shiny and doesn't look terrible. Frosted glass? Maybe? No, because it doesn't frost the glass the purple, it frosts the glass to everything else around it. Dense. What the heck is dense? You good? Oh, that's weird. That's like growth kind of things. That's cool. Whoa. Okay, I gotta remember this for something else later, because that is insane. Good to know. What if... What if we glow the purple? Okay. What if we gradient the purple first, and then do something with that? I want this to be a lighter purple. Not green, what is it? You good back there, dog? I can hear you licking yourself. You're a weird dog. Really? Alright. Yeah, gradient. And here, there we go. Purple. Light purple. We want a light purple. Oosh. That's harsh. I mean, all the world's a stage, and then all the world's a stage orchestral version. Back to back. These are completely random songs. That's not smooth, though. What is this? Okay, that's not working for me. Square. The shape of even. Okay, what this needs to happen is we first of all want these here. Because of the tiling. My dude. We want things to be kept in their own tiles. So we are going to about center. Whoops. Yeah, about there. And then the same thing over here. And then same thing over here. Thereabouts. Okay. Make it look like that. And then we want to do the same thing. Whoops. Ooh, black. Okay. Do the same thing on the other one. So this is gonna take a few steps. In order for it to look right, we gotta really take a few steps here. Let's maybe try the inverse this time. Whoops. No, that was way too pink. We don't want that. Okay. Don't know if that's exactly what I'm looking for in terms of motion, but probably work with it. Computer loading. Okay. Go with that, and then let's copy this over here. And we'll copy this pattern over here. Copy all that. Just see how that looks. How harsh is that going to look? Whoops, water. Okay. The faded tile actually looks kind of good. It's really the speed that's getting me here. There's no instance in this maze where you're going to see this large scale path here. It's all going to mainly look like this. Those corners are not going to play nice. Corners are my worst enemy when it comes to auto tiling, man. I'm gonna walk over here. Yeah. What are you doing? Why are the tiles like that, man? That's annoying. That's very annoying. I don't like that. Let's maybe... Dude. Not on camera, man. Let's maybe flip the order of operations here. Let's make it... So this one is on the end. Do that. Okay. Okay, so I forgot to show it on camera here, but I flipped one. I moved the diamond over to the end, which one of the squares. So that's not going to fix the corner concerns, but should maybe fix the speed one. It's not alternating between things too quickly. Hiccups. That didn't change a thing. Okay. Oh, because I didn't even save it. What the heck? Why did I not save? Let's try it again. Okay. It is a different speed. I like that better. I hate the corners, though. I don't like... Why are the corners doing this to me, man? It's always the corners. It's always the corners. Okay, but that's fine. We weren't really completely done with this yet. I messed up here. Hold on a second. What we are instead going to do is we are going to... Okay, and then what we are going to do is we are going to show you guys what I'm doing. And we're going to... what we're going to do is we're going to maybe blur this just a little bit. Just the whole thing. The problem is it's also being affected by what's around it, man. Paint.net, when it comes to the blurring, it doesn't just blur where you highlight, it blurs what's around it too. So that's very annoying. There's this little blue splotch on the top of the whole thing. At the same time, not bad either. The color kind of meshes well with the purple, blue and purple, and then this sandy color at the bottom. I don't know. Let's see how that looks. I'm gonna fill in the dark, empty gaps here with purple, but let's see how that blur works with me here. Oh, the corners. Okay, the corners need to be... Okay, Okay. I'm figuring it out. I am figuring it out. Oh. Oh, that's not good at all. We do not want that. Whatever we just did, we don't want it. Okay, so the corners are really just a serious issue. Because what it's doing is... Let me reset the tile set here. Okay, and what it's doing is it's doing it's taking a quarter of the square. 25 by 24? Oh, what? Hold on, how long is it? 48 by 48? Well, yeah, 24 by 24. Okay. So it's taking one of these. It's taking this little square here, and it's applying it to... Dude. It's applying it to... Where is it applying it to? It's applying it to... Let's say it's applying it to here. Right? That doesn't look good. So... And I can't just like overlay an auto tile either. Or an animated tile. What an animated tile is going to just be its own thing. There can't be anything below it. There'll be stuff on top of it, it's stationary stuff on top of it. But that would be like a B and a C tile, not an A tile. So I mean, it is possible it'd just be a waste of space I don't really want to use. It's corners, man. I hate them. Actually, it's more like it applies it to. Oh, I'm losing signal here. What happened? Looks more like it applies it to here. Like near the... Place it about right there. So it doesn't really look good. Now if we made this just straight purple, with no animations at all, no other special graphics, just a plain purple ground, plain black trim, there'd be no problems. There'd be no clipping, no corner errors, no nothing. But that's not what I'm looking for. I want like a shiny kind of ground, and it to look good. And it's not looking good. So we want to like corners, man, I hate them. Ad break a minute on Twitch then. Okay. We need to smooth out the purple. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually just take all the purple here. Take it and apply it to its own layer so it doesn't get affected by the stuff around it. And then we are going to repeat the blur, which honestly isn't probably going to really help much at all. I don't think that's going to help in all honesty. I think that's just going to suck more. Let's see how that looks. It did not fix our problem. Okay. Let's try a different plan. We're gonna delete all of that. And what we're gonna do is we are going to instead. So the Paint program, not Paint.net, but the actual Microsoft Paint program, has just like a little spray can function to it, and you can use that like make like all these like star cluster kind of functions, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. It's just like these random magical sparkle looking things. And I can kind of do that with this color. We're gonna get rid of the purples. We're gonna get rid of the fill type. We can do that kind of thing, but going over the blue. It's just like it's not what I want. Blur that. That's not what I want. Ooh, wait a minute. I want this to be shinier. I think maybe what I'm trying to go for is just not possible, but you know, I'm gonna try. That's not what I'm looking for. I just want something that looks like magical shining effect. I'm not entirely sure how I can get something like that. What the heck? What is this? Oh, blue. Okay. Okay, well, that is how I got the effect of the gate leading to the town of Korra. So did that too. So if it's just already a mess, is the corner gonna matter? Because if none of it lines up, then the corner not lining up doesn't matter. Whoa, rumble. What the heck? Fractal stuff. Ooh, okay, hold on, I'm gonna make that a different kind of color. Okay. Blend. Let's try. Nope. 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 Let's try. Let's try. Gosh. Okay. Saturation. Hue. Jeez. Keep it normal. Okay, if that's the effect we have for the Korra Castle Gate, let's try it here again. Let's try that. Let's see what that looks like. If it's just already a mess, then are the corners going to matter? Yes, unfortunately they still will. Okay, okay, that doesn't look good at all. But here. The thing with Korra Castlegate is that that's just one big thing. That's one thing, one asset on its own. There's no, it's a character. It's not a tile set. So it animates the way I want it to. What I want it to animate. This is a different thing here. This is just a mess. So I'm dropping bars. What the heck? We good here? Twitch? OBS? You good with the connection? Okay. I mean, that is the effect I'm looking for. It's just, I don't know if it's possible to do it in the way I'm looking for. I need it to be like faint, shimmering colors. Because of the way the tile set automates, that's a very difficult thing to put together. Squares! It's just all squares! Maybe I'm going about this the wrong way. mean, I'm very clearly going up the wrong way, but I don't know what the right way is. So, like, this is absolutely the kind of color effect I want to have on my tile set. But it needs to, like... It needs to be its own separate thing, I think. What we're going to do here is we're going to... We're going to make this purple. Make it fully purple. And then... we're going to rely on this instead. We're going to make a new file that is, what's the size of my game again? 816 by 624. Okay. Not big, but whatever. 816 by 624. We are going to make a blank image of that turbulence thing. We're going to have that as just an image of itself. We're going to save this as a picture. Name it overlasting overlay. And what we're going to do is we're going to set an immediate parallel event. And we are going to remove everything here. We don't need any of this anymore. We're going to instead have that. And we are going to have that. We're going to make a new event here that runs parallel. And make a new event here that runs parallel. We're going to say show picture, show the image of the overlay that we just made, wherever it is. Overlasting overlay, here we go. change, move the picture. I don't think that's how it goes. Rotate picture. Here we go. Rotate picture. We want to rotate speed 10. Let's try that. Let's try that. Let's see how that looks. I want it to move. Okay, so it just by rotate the picture, it meant just it is clearly cut off. Let me hold on. I think this needs to be bigger. We're gonna try that again. Not only did it not do what I wanted it to do, it didn't look good. So we're gonna make this 2 times bigger. Because RPG Maker can handle something like that. And we are going to do the same thing. Assign the turbulence. Sure, that's fine. And yeah, that's all we need to do. Save that. Head back to RPG Maker and center the overlay. And there's no way I can just make it repeat rotation. I cannot make it repeat moving. I can make it last a very long time, but then it will just... What's the highest I can go? 999 frames. So, dividing that... That's a very loud song, isn't it? Whatever. Dividing that 999 by 60, it will result in about 16.5 seconds of rotation. We better do this maze fast. No. I can tint the picture. I can make it a different color. I can. We're gonna go with that. I mean, it does create this sort of mystical effect, but it's stationary. I don't want this to be stationary. This isn't like a parallax. The parallax will move with you if it's bigger than the screen. But I can't get the picture to move. No. What if I set width and set variables to exponential heights and you set it to loop. What if I set rotate? Hold on. What if I okay, let's use a loop command here. Loop and rotate picture. Speed 10. Let's see how fast that goes. Oh, hold on. Wait, no, hold on. Now it's move picture. Hold on. I think I messed something up. Give me a second. Show picture. The everlasting overlay. Here we go. Okay. If I set rotation on a loop with its own loop command, what will that look like? Oh my gosh! It's like a wiper kind of thing. Okay, we're getting there. We're almost there. We're almost to where I want it to be. I just need to set its point of origin to center, I think. Let me try that again. It was like a wiper spin. That was funny. Let's try that again. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Okay, we are almost there. We are almost there. That is almost what we're looking for here. So what we want to do is we want to lower the speed. And then maybe the size of the image needs to change too. I can change the size. Show picture with, let's increase the size of the picture here from the show picture itself. And then rotate picture, we'll say 3. Speed is 3. What will that do? There we go. There we go. Magical color mist thing. That took too long. I might change how that looks a bit here, because that is kind of fading in and out. There probably needs to be more color involved here. But that is exactly what we're looking for here. It's a rotation that covers the screen size. It's cool. It's this rainbow color mist. That's fun. I was hoping it would work with the ground, but the ground wasn't working. So instead we took to the air, and that's working just fine. That is working exactly how we want it to. We just need to keep the color on screen a little bit longer, I think. Like Stefan is changing color. You can see him changing color because of the overlay. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna change the color here. Or no, not change the color, but change the turbulence. What are you doing, dog? Dude, what are you doing? Don't be doing that. Let's shrink it a bit more. Let's see what that looks like. I want the color to be on screen more. Okay. That's good. That's very good. It's this trippy, magical looking thing. Let's maybe slow it down a bit, actually, because I can see that causing problems. We'll get it there. Well, it's almost perfect. Almost perfect. Let's set that to 1 speed instead of 3. Let's slow it down a little. There, it's like color fog. That's cool. Okay, and there's another place I can use this for too, because there's the Pora Plains, Pora Sewer. It's this noxious fumes kind of stuff, but it's just a green overlay. Definitely need to expand on that. But this is a good step. We have this rotating, misty color cloud. That's really cool. I like that. That's fun. It's magical. It's awesome. That's cool. I like that. Mesmerizing. You want to get lost in here. It's fun. And we make a maze out of this too. So it's like, okay, so let's build like a short little practice maze here. We are going to move up the actual event up here, and then can I just generate dungeon? Yeah, generate dungeon. Okay. Oh. That didn't work at all. Dude. What are you doing? What are you doing? What's that? What are you doing? Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay, the generate dungeon seems to have broken the area, so here we go. Alright. So yeah, let's build just a little short practice maze here. So we're going to just kind of make a mess here. Something for us to just run around in for a second. I don't really care how it looks. We'll start here. New game. And then walk around, and it's just this color fog. It's just this color fog. It's cool. Just set its rotation with a loop command, and it'll just keep going. Rainbow Road is a perfect song to play right now. That's cool. It's fun to just look at. It's fun. I will do now. That was my entire day. Right there, we're just making a spinning color thing. Can I make its point of origin different? Can I maybe move the picture over more? Can I move it, make it more center top rather than center left? So if it's 816, then 408x should be. Move picture over 408 pixels. It should line up at the top left, or top middle. I mean, it did work, but it also changed how it, because it reduced the scale. My bad. Hold on. Let's try it again. Okay. So now it's more centered. That's really cool. And it still fits within the image parameter, so there's no edging to it. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna mess with the Y variable. Y, what is it, 6.4? So that would be 312. To be in the exact center over the player, what would that look like? It's just one to mess around with now. We're messing with a color wheel. Yeah! Look at that! Because maybe just the size of it. It doesn't need to be the full 500. 200 should be fine. Actually, wait, do I need it to be... Hold on. I don't even need to move it. I can just show it. Okay, so hold on. 408, and then... What was it, 312? 312. I don't even need to move it. I can just make it spawn there immediately. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Stefan's on drugs now. Go to the dark area. Let's see what it looks like just with a dark square. Yeah. There we go. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. That's awesome. Nice. And then back to the purples. Yeah. It just looks like fun. This graphical overlay. Yeah. It didn't quite turn out how I was expecting it to go coming into this. But I think this is better. This looks good to me. I did not expect to spend the entire last hour trying to make something like this work. I was planning on making more of the maze, but I'm out of time for tonight and don't have the energy for it anymore, so I'm just going to leave it up here. Color wheel. Mystical, magical, foggy color wheel. It's fun. I like that. Alright. Come back tomorrow for some more of our Archipelago Randomizer. We're going to do some more things with Paper Mario and Pokemon. Maybe some more of Zelda. And get some more of the Archipelago done. Thank you all for watching. Trying to grow some more, so hopefully this was interesting. Happy 10 years of Power Master. Thank you all for watching and coming in. I appreciate it. YouTube, this is the end of the stream. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Come back tomorrow for Archipelago Randomizer. I don't know if I'm going to do another stream like this in the future. The rest of the game is... I don't know. If you guys want to see more of this, let me know. It's interesting, and it gives me time to really try and focus on trying to build things up. So, I don't know. We'll see if I come back to this. I don't really have a reason planned for it. The presentations that I've been doing the past 2 years probably isn't going to happen this year because of other stuff happening. I haven't really felt like I had the time for it. So I'm just kind of focusing on the game, and I haven't really felt like I had anything new to announce, really. So, no presentation, but I'll announce something big when I have the opportunity to do so. Anyway, thank you all for watching. YouTube, good night.